Hey guys, John from the John Muir Show here, and I mean, you could probably make a pretty easy argument that Donald Trump is the most polarizing president that we've had in the history of the United States. But you know, whether somebody loves him or whether they hate him, it would just be really nice if we could all be kind of rational with matters that pertain to him. But sadly, and probably not surprisingly, the way things are going in the country these days, that is not the case. And we had seen it once again on display yesterday as a federal judge in New York, Naomi Buchwald, ruled that it is unconstitutional for the president to block Twitter users from his account @RealDonaldTrump. Now, Judge Buchwald argued that the interactive space that is President Trump's Twitter account is part of a constitutionally designated public forum, with blocking fellow users being a violation of the First Amendment. Now, the suit was brought on behalf of several individuals who had been blocked on Twitter by Trump that had been brought by the Knight Institute. Now, look, I understand that it is very important for constituents to have access to the websites and the social media accounts of the politicians who represent them. They need to be able to stay current on what's going on, see what is it these politicians are working on, advocating for, be able to reach out to them and bring any questions, concerns, comments, and the like. I totally get that, and that's obviously something that should stay being the case. However, in this case right here, for Donald Trump, his Twitter account that is meant to handle presidential matters is @POTUS, P-O-T-U-S. That's the account where the President of the United States, from one to the next, passes it along. It used to be run by former President Obama, and that is where they tweet out official presidential matters from. Donald Trump happens to have two accounts. He's got the POTUS account and the Real Donald Trump account. Now, again, keeping with what I was just talking about, people, because they do deserve to have access, they have the right to have access to those different online forums of their elected officials. The president absolutely should not be allowed to restrict anybody's access to his professional account @POTUS. But again, that's not the one that's in question right here. The one that was in question in this lawsuit we were discussing where the ruling came down yesterday, that was his personal account @RealDonaldTrump. And quite frankly, Donald Trump, even though he's the president of the United States, last I checked, the First Amendment does apply to all American citizens, whether you're just a common average person off the street or you are the person who's sitting in the White House. So why is it that all of a sudden we're okay with saying, oh yeah, so even though your average Twitter user, they can block or mute whatever accounts, whatever people they want to, why all of a sudden are we just so willing to say, oh, but President of the United States, who's also an American citizen, who's using Twitter for a personal matter, oh yeah, but you're not allowed to do the same as everybody else. You see, Wednesday's ruling, it's sadly just the latest in a very long series that we've been seeing in the past roughly year and a half since Donald Trump became the president of this country, and that is seeing liberal judges pretty much acting out their political fantasies from the bench in opposing Donald Trump at every way possible. I mean, quite frankly, it would be nice, as it's supposed to be, if judges would just act objective, if they would leave their own politics out of it, and they would rule in a responsible manner. But unfortunately, there are way too many liberal activists who are sitting on the bench that just seem to be all too willing to forget about that part of their job description of actually trying to be fair. It's just absolutely sad, and I'm certain it probably will not stop here. That's all the time that we have for today, but tune into the John Muir Show each and every weekday on WTAQ, WHBL, and WSAU @John Muir, WTAQ on both Twitter and Facebook. And I promise that I will not go blocking or muting any of you because I don't want any judge to come after me next. Till next time, I'm out.